Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Let me get this TV screen going. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Just going to do a quick weather update, go over kind of what you can expect for the rest of today, and talk about weekend rain chances because we are in this pattern now where last week we had what we call a tropical wave that impacted southeast Texas and clipped some of our counties, and we're going to have basically the same thing likely happen again this week. So until then, it's dry right now, mostly sunny skies with some upper level clouds, more cloud cover the further west that you go, which is helping them with their feels like temperature on this Tuesday. It is just below the 90-degree mark just before noon at 11:20 here in Temple. Winds gusty out of the south once again, humidity a little bit higher than yesterday, but as long as we're not seeing 70s, 75% or something like that, I think we're going to not have the heat advisories out. Now that could start to change, especially east of I-35 as we creep closer to the weekend. Right now you can see where there's some cooler air in place, just upper 70s for our northwestern areas. I mentioned that they have more cloud cover. They've actually had a couple of sprinkles on and off, but nothing too significant in terms of rainfall. Partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies the rest of the viewing area, more sun the further east that you go. We're all going to be in the 90s this afternoon. 24-hour temperature change shows the significance of that cloud cover west of I-35. Some of those areas are creeping up on 10 degrees cooler than yesterday at this exact time. Everyone else very similar. We've had this area of low pressure basically spinning over the Texas Hill Country now, the big country. And when I say big country, if you're not familiar, that's San Angelo, Abilene, just off to the west of our viewing area. Maybe hitting the ground out there near San Saba and Lampasas, some of our western counties. If it is, it's sprinkles. It's nothing significant. Honestly, it's probably going to cool you off a little bit. So other than that, we've got those sprinkles, and the rest of the viewing area is partly cloudy to mostly sunny skies. Again, the further east that you go, feels like temperature is going to be a little bit higher because of the less cloud cover that you're seeing. Winds are a little bit less to the east as well. Here is the projected feels like temperatures. You could see those differences I was just noting. 102 Temple this afternoon, 104 Hearn, 97 for Lampasas. Futurecast. Okay, let's talk about the next rain chances for more significant of a system to impact us. So you remember last week we were talking about a tropical wave. When it's not a named storm, when it's not upgraded to a tropical depression, tropical storm, hurricane, anything like that, we call it a tropical wave. Basically, it's a plume of moisture that goes to an area and gives them rain. We had that happen last weekend. We're going to have it happen possibly again this weekend, so I will show you that. Until then, though, through this afternoon, just like I showed you on radar, a couple of very spotty sprinkle chances for west of I-35. Most of us do not see that. Most of us end up around 95, 96 degrees into this afternoon when temperatures peak, winds gusting up to 20 miles an hour, partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow morning we wake up 75, humid, winds out of the south, and basically repeat what we did today. Breezy at times, up to 20 miles an hour, mid to upper 90s. East of I-35, we could be very close to that triple-digit mark. Thursday, we repeat this again. Winds are out of the south. We wake up in the 70s and we surge up into the 90s once again. Now let's talk about the rain chances. Depending on that tropical wave, we could have some sea breeze type moisture coming in off the Gulf. Humidity is going to rise starting on Friday. When you see winds coming out of the southeast, that is typically going to mean humidity goes up for central Texas, and that's what it's projected to do over the weekend. I mentioned heat advisory criteria. That would happen. The highest likelihood would be east of I-35, maybe even our northeast counties that have a little bit lesser of a rain chance than southeast. Of course, if you get rain, it would cool you down. If winds are up a little more, it will help with the feels like temperature. But in areas where it's that stagnant, super heavy type of humid air, wouldn't be surprised if we're getting very close to needing to issue one of those when we have temperatures that could be mid to upper 90s for some locations. Now, if there's more rain on radar when we go into Saturday, it may be like last Saturday where it's mostly cloudy skies, a couple of showers here and there in the PM hours, and we only top out at like 90, 92 degrees. Most models are still trying to pull in middle 90s, but again, they did that last weekend. We ended up having more cloud cover, and it was kind of just an overcast type of weekend. I would not be shocked if that happens again. And this blurb here is signaling rainfall. It's the second day in a row that it has done this, and this is a little more widespread. So at this point, humidity will definitely be up. It's going to feel warm all weekend. We're probably going to be in the low 90s, and there's probably going to be some rain on radar. It's looking like on Saturday right now, but how extensive is that really going to be? Is it really going to make it into our viewing area? We're staying in East Texas. That's the question at this point. And of course, depending on the tropical wave situation as we get closer to the weekend, you want to stay tuned with the forecast to see what ends up happening with that, where the more significant rainfall ends up taking shape. And I kept 10% precipitation for Sunday as well. So you can see some of the cloud cover, especially west of I-35 right there. Here's the tropical blurb right here. There's nothing organized to show you right now. That's why if you go to the National Hurricane Center, you look up, like, we have a page where we can see, is there any tropical developments projected in the next 7 days? Right now it says nothing. So this would just be an area of rainfall, essentially, if it starts to scoot over and all this convection forms a blob of precipitation that impacts southeast Texas and could bring the viewing area rain. So just something to watch for now. Keeping it 20%, that's our best shot, is Saturday right now. And it would keep temperatures at bay slightly if we have the cloud cover in place and precipitation. But other than that, it's basically the same every day, waking up in the 70s, going up into the mid to upper 90s. Average high for July, 97. Next Friday is August, by the way. So will we or won't we reach 100 degrees? Right now, the longer range models and outlooks are showing us staying pretty warm above the norm all the way through the end of July. So that tells me next week we're sitting in the 90s more. But is it 98, 99? Are we maybe having a couple of hundreds? Or is it kind of like this week where we're a degree, 3 degrees below that average, and we never hit 100 for the month of July? So yet to be told. It does look like potentially a couple of spotty precipitation chances, very similar to last week and this week, is what they're looking at for next week. So could just be some more sea breeze thunderstorms. We'll see. So enjoy your Tuesday. If you have any questions, comments, put them in the Facebook chat there in the comments. And other than that, I will be on air at 5, 6, and 10. So see you then.